Alright, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Jake Ryan. Welcome to another XROADZ Podcast. This is the 46th episode, I believe. Thanks for tuning in. And also, sorry that I haven't made a podcast in a while. I'm going to start doing them more often, even if I have to do them solo. I guess a part of me was thinking, like, oh, I have to have guests. Um, But I have so much I could talk about, just about life and my experiences in life and the changes I'm going through nowadays and all just stuff like that. And I want more and more guests. I'm reaching out to people again. A lot of people that I've talked to in the past that I haven't got around to getting on the podcast. We're going to still try and line it up. So I haven't given up, although sometimes I feel like it. Um, but again, I did mention this in some earlier episodes. A lot of the changes I've been going through is, um, working on sobriety. It's been about 8 months now of no alcohol and street drugs and no illegal substances. And I eventually seen a doctor about my depression and anxiety and bipolar. I'm like manic depressive, super high highs, super low lows, and dealing with other psychological things. After years of substance abuse, and also now, you know, dealing with the trauma properly. I'm actually seeing like a therapist, counselor, and we're gonna try some other methods of desensitizing some of the traumatic memories or whatever that might have to do with other like low self-esteem or anxiety and panic attacks. There's been times in my life of having nervous breakdowns even after success or achieving goals, like working with people that are more successful than me, or accomplishing other goals in my life, getting married, having children, having successful businesses, our own construction company, entertainment company, putting on shows all over the place and going on tour and working with all these different people, um, from underground, unknown people, independent artists, to like well-known, established people that are like celebrities. And then when COVID and everything hit, and even before then, I was isolating more and going through this depression and just grinding, gung ho, you know. And then you just start to burn out and start to lose faith in yourself sometimes. And especially, when I was abusing alcohol, and I come from a long line of alcoholics and people with depression and bipolar, like type of, mood swings. It was hard for me to control my emotions, my anger. And then things like when the fear would kick in, or paranoia, the anxiety, of even working with different people. And some people have good intentions, some might have bad intentions. People have agendas. You get, screwed over in business, especially when you're trying to, build your own business, be your own boss, and you have to be the one that says, yo, you got to pay up. And, when people don't want to pay up, and just finding the proper ways to handle that all and manage business as an independent artist, and being an independent artist and finding success in that, whether it's graphic arts, music, video production, even if you're editing or filming or directing, all types of arts, dance, a lot of sports are like arts, like, skateboarding. I'm a skater, so anyways, I don't want to go off on these tangents. Also, I want you to know is I'm going to be back on the podcast train. I'm going to be doing this more often. I have a lot of things I could talk about. Some of the things I even want to talk about is, dealing with the addiction and recovery. Also, what my experiences were like when I was binging, especially when I was binging psychedelics, because I was searching for something, and some of these experiences are just so out of this world that it's just incredible and mind-blowing. Things I want to turn into cartoons, I do the Soulfire tunes. I want to do something similar to the Comedy Central Tales from the Trip, which is funny because I once upon a time, I had these space cowboy Tales from the Trips mixtapes. But yeah, dude, I have so many experiences, and it's crazy to look back on my life too with like a clearer mind and just reflect on it and think like, what the heck, man? What was I thinking? What was I doing? And it's all, I've had this goal, this one goal of attaining this success with Soulfire for years and years and years, even before Soulfire was established, my arts and entertainment company, and of just making it with art and music. And for some reason, to me, it was just like anything to break out of the norm, where it was like, look, I just don't want to end up working construction for the rest of my life or something. And I had a construction company, and I seen how I could do that for the rest of my life, and build it and build it and build it. But I didn't want to build it because that's not what I wanted. And in fact, I didn't want to work in construction because my father worked in construction, and he was usually working or whatever. But that's another thing that I'm doing the counseling about now, is because how childhood experiences really stick with us into adulthood if we even make those choices to grow up, quote unquote. And just a lot of these things I didn't realize more until I had children and was raising children, and then I could self-reflect. And honestly, the psychedelics kind of helped me to self-reflect, and kind of look at things from a different angle, examine myself, see my own flaws and thought patterns that I didn't want anymore. I was like, dude, I want to break some of these thought patterns, like addiction to alcohol, cigarettes. And it's crazy because it's almost like I'd go through these phases in life where I'd almost become like a completely different person. Like, when I was pursuing skateboarding as a teenager, and like, I'm going pro with this, I'm just going to get sponsored, and this is going to be my rest of my life, skateboarding, which we still are developing our skateboard company, Soulfire Skateboards, and have plans for a indoor skate park and competitions and sponsorships. But once I got into drugs and alcohol and playing music more and pursuing this kind of rock and roll path, for some reason I just didn't skate as much, and I didn't pursue that career as an athlete, because when you're like partying all the time, it's hard to keep your body in shape. And I just got lost in the sauce, and I look back on it now and I'm like, dude, 15 years or something I kind of wasted. I mean, it wasn't wasted, I was getting wasted. And I'm sure all these experiences I've had in that 15 years weren't wasted, because they made me who I am today. All the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome, and the weird, and the far out experiences, the tragic moments, and the magic moments. I gotta write that one down. That's a hit song. No. But speaking of hit songs, I just released another album, I Miss You, California. And I'm planning to release a bunch of albums with my XROADZ music. This is the new brand and project I've been working on. I plan to release albums like every month. Why not? Some people believe, yo, you gotta release like 1 or 2 albums a year. I'm like, dude, I just want to crank out as much material as I can. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, I like those songs that are not perfect. I like those 50-second songs, those 2-minute songs, whatever, the short ones, or the epic ballads. It's like, dude, this was like an 18-minute song, man. Just something. It's art, man. I want to create so much art. And now that I'm working on the sobriety and mental health, it's helping me to be more creative and a little happier with and content with the content I create. Because I don't know, as an artist or a perfectionist, sometimes I'm just never satisfied with anything I do. Like, you look back on it and be like, that's it. Like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Um, Although at the same time, I believe it's incredible works of art. So it's that kind of bipolar mental battle of good and evil that are just, going at it within my mind, within my soul. And yeah, so just working on that and a lot of this stuff, you know, that I'm going to be doing more therapy on is the stuff like self-worth and value to others and my purpose I serve. After these years of soul searching, and there's a lot of purposes. Well, the one main purpose I want to do is just to help people, inspire, help people, and inspire through the art and music. And I want to help them by providing them a space when we get this XROADZ Community Center where we have a recreational space and a club people can hang out at. We can have the shop and the studios, the art studios, music studios, photo, video studio, have our art gallery and art installation going, and build a roller rink, skate park, like a parkour center, and just see what we can expand and what we can do. At least I'm in the Helena, Montana area, so we'll see what we can do here and just get set up, and then get ourselves a house and land, and also in that XROADZ Community Center establish our venue where we can put on events, concerts, fundraisers, charity events, fashion shows, dances, you know, I don't know what. We'll see. I want to do incredible things. I want to be able to do things like Mr. Beast, where, since we started this nonprofit social enterprise, XROADZ, the point is to get some grants and loans, even for the business side of it, with the social enterprise, where it's like, we have to have these operations running and employ these people to help it all function. But there is a business to it to keep it all running. But with the nonprofit, just everything we can do to help the community, and I want to be able to do things like work on getting people clothing and coats and backpacks and food, canned food, do food drive stuff, get a garden going. Maybe one day we have a pizza shop. Maybe a kombucha bar, a sober bar, a place where the youth can hang out, and, maybe we would have some alcohol caterers and stuff for like events, adult events. But still, it's just kind of that place where I want to promote. It's a place for people to come, and even the outcast people, or the people that feel like they don't fit in other places. We just want them to feel comfortable there and feel like it's a safe place for them, and just do everything we can. But yeah, I'm not going to go on about that, but I am going to be raising funds. We're going to be putting on the events, the music festival. I'm trying to organize some skate park events, competitions, contests, more like skate jams, with prizes and just giveaway stuff. Again, everything will also be raising funds to build this community center, because I'm like, man, as soon as we get an extra, even 10 grand to just get started in a shop, I think we could get started. But really, we're going to need like 25 grand, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000. We're going to need $1 million one day to build like a totally dope place. More than that. But we'll start off small. Start off with what we can do and grassroots it, and then eventually we'll even get the the artist development programs where we can help sponsor skaters and artists and help them develop themselves and understand how the business of independent arts works out in the world, and just freelance work, and just yeah, it's cool now that I'm have this different mind state, because I was just so depressed before, and just it's insane what depression or manic depression is, where it's like you could feel so happy and ecstatic and feel like you're really doing it and everything's going good, but at the same time just hate life or like feel like I want to die or something. It's just I can understand now other people's just mind states and what it's like out there, especially even for addicts. I can understand them more now, and coming to grips with the alcoholic in me and just the other parts of me that take a lot of work, the ego and managing that narcissism and megalomania, that the Messiah complex, God complex of wanting to save other people, and it's really I'm trying to save myself from my self-destructive ways. But yeah, I'm going to be reaching out to more people, more sponsors. I'm thinking Liquid Death because they got the water. I've been drinking way more water now, and a lot of this water, I've been drinking this Limitless stuff. It's got like just a little bit of caffeine, and they also have like L-theanine in it to help relax you, and that's cool, man. It's like I used to drink beer all night long and work in the studio, but now I just drink this water. And yeah, it's nice to just kind of replace my bad habits with good habits, or healthier addictions, since I have that addictive personality and I'm just such a creature of habit that, yeah, I just got to develop healthy patterns. And I'm going to be reaching out to more people because I'm doing better with even the anxiety with podcasting and talking to people virtually. And it's crazy because I used to be at times so social, but I also had that lubricant, the liquid courage that it's like you go put on a show at a bar and you take a shot of whiskey and get yourself a beer, and all of a sudden you hop on stage and you're like, whew, all the confidence in the world. Or especially when I would get on drugs, the psychedelics, and just stuff like that just makes you feel like a superhero, sort of, and then again, it's also your kryptonite. So, yeah, but the XROADZ podcast and really the whole brand in general, it's my new project. I've been doing Soulfire for about 10 years now. And XROADZ, I believe, is going to help bring a lot more people together, because the whole idea behind even the words and the branding behind it is like your Soulfire is like that light within you, or your passion, or what drives you, what motivates you, whatever you love to do. If you love to, ride bikes and run marathons and go on hikes, if that's your passion and you want to lead people on expeditions or something, that's kind of like in my mind what your soul fire is. Or if you play basketball and you're going to chase that for the rest of your life, that's your soul fire, your passion. So it's like that individual thing, but I also view it as spreading the love, spreading the soul fire to other people, because the more you can kind of brighten and lighten others and enlighten yourself and spread the positivity, that's what it's all about for me. But like I've said, I would go through these periods of peace and love and happiness, and then the hard times would hit me, dealing with death, substance abuse, dealing with hatred from other people's, like haters online or haters in person, dealing with business endeavors that go wrong, or relationships with people that go wrong, business, friends, family, all these things that affect your emotions and your mental. So I had to get myself back to the peace and love, because again, it was just punk rock, anarchy, anger, fuck the government, fuck the doctors, fuck the teachers, fuck the preachers. There's that rebel in me. But then I'm like, okay. Then there's this like guru in me that wants to help people and be like, okay, I have to make positive changes in myself and try to inspire others in positive ways. And even if it's just my kids, to to take care of them and raise them right, you know. But then comes the crossroads. And crossroads for me, you know, there's always the legend of the crossroads with rock and roll, and that's something I would deal with all the time. You know, I would, when I did my history and my research of music and where rock music came from, and the blues and country and folk music, and it all led to Robert Johnson and the devil and the deal at the crossroads and selling your soul at the crossroads. So, you know, Soulfire to me is about keeping your soul. And through my life, you know, this whole sell your soul thing, I would always battle it. Maybe it's because of a religious upbringing or whatever. But then, like I've said, I've got into all religions and all different types of belief systems, just to research and understand and seek more knowledge, even the forbidden knowledge. Even, like I've said, doing the psychedelics, you know, because I believe that it just opens your consciousness so much that you kind of just experience these things, and you kind of like have a feeling of understanding, like you would be taught about God in church or something. But then when you're on maybe having a psychedelic experience, it's like this spiritual thing where you kind of like understand God, and you kind of feel like you're contacting God again, or you're in touch again with your spirit and your soul, or maybe whatever's out there, the divine beings, maybe the angels or the positive realms. But you could go into a bad trip. You could start thinking about all these bad memories, or, you know, and you could be into the dark realms. And there's people that are into that, you know, they're into the demons and the demonology, and there's just some people that are attracted to that, and they're just not even just attracted or interested in it. That's their beliefs. That's what they choose to focus more on, either the good or the evil or whatever. People would say, this is good, this is evil, or that's good, it's the whole duality thing. So, you know, I'm going off on these tangents and rambling, but really the crossroads is supposed to just be also about bringing all these people together, all people, and obviously, you know, protect people where it's like, yo, this person's not safe to be here or involved. You know, there's certain types of people that are obviously a danger. And that's what I want to help prevent, is people from becoming a danger or doing anything dangerous to themselves or others, because I was so self-destructive for a while, or I would lash out at times. And I think that just providing these kids with a place, kids, young adults, a place where they can come together and feel understood and have outlets to express themselves, whether it's making music and screaming into a microphone, or, you know, painting, or jumping around on trampolines, or at the skate park, or hitting the roller rink, or just shooting some pool, playing video games with friends, or chatting it up, studying. You know, I just want to provide that place for people, and I do believe I can make it happen. But like I've said, I have these moments of just wanting to give up. Like, why should I even try? Because it's that fear of failure, even the fear of success, you know. And then even when I would reach these moments of success, almost feeling like an imposter, you know, because for me, I was like, look, I'm a nobody. I was raised in poverty with no money. So to ever like attain money, that's what I wanted to do, is I'm going to be rich and successful and be my own boss. But as soon as that stuff started to happen, it's like I couldn't even believe it. It's like that's what I was working for and set to accomplish. But then once I had it and it was in my hands, I couldn't even believe it, because I didn't even feel like I deserved it, sort of. Like I feel like I deserved it because I worked hard for it, but I didn't feel worthy of it or something. I don't know what. And that's what I'm seeing therapists about, is get through these blockages. And we're even going to do some pretty cool things that I'll tell y'all more about, that involves like lights and just facing these traumatic memories. And yeah, I'm pretty interested in it. So I have more new music coming out. I'm going to have albums that are even just about addiction and recovery and alcoholism. And I have some other albums coming out about just periods of my life, and some other projects about just plans for the future. I got too many projects going on. So I am going to be focusing on XROADZ Podcast. And I do want to connect more with the audience. I really would love it if I could get some more comments. And thank you all for subscribing. Please also go check out the XROADZ music channel. I even started a XROADZ gaming channel. And we have all the Soulfire channels. I'll be working on, Soulfire Unlimited, Soulfire Beats, Soulfire Gaming, Soulfire Family. There's a lot. Soulfire Skateboards. But hey, man, when you're just a creative explosion of energy, I'm like, create. Because it's kind of that 10,000 hours rule. And it ain't even that. It's like the whole sell your soul thing. It's like, man, I sold my soul to make this art or whatever. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm pouring my soul into this artwork, and then, also selling it to y'all or giving it away and to make my living, as an artist. I'd see it as going to the Crossroads every time I'd play music at a concert or flip open my guitar bag playing music on the streets. That was a crossroads to me, Or even when I'd be working for the man, sign up on a W-2, I felt like I was selling my soul to that company, because then I had to put on their uniform, be who they wanted to be, and I was like, yo, I sold my soul to McDonald's. I'm just kidding. I never worked at McDonald's. But yeah, just stuff like that. Or, you could just, I don't know, even when you're strung out on drugs, I felt like I sold my soul to that drug, So I guess it's just a metaphor, but you never know, man, what people are up to. Go out to Hollywood. Pretty crazy. Anyways, I am super stoked to be getting back on the podcasting mode, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm not going to ramble anymore. It's been 27 minutes and 27 seconds. I've been working my way up to 30 minutes. So, I'm going to get going, because I got more stuff to do. I'll be in here editing all night. If you can see back here, I've been working on some upgrades in the studio for the band. Just setting some mics up over here, and so the band can do some more recordings, and hopefully get out there this year, start performing some more shows. I just have not been in the show mode, and like I said, you lose confidence in yourself, and you think, everybody hates me, nobody wants to see me, they don't want to listen to my music, they don't want nothing to do with me, because I'm just a buffoon and I'm not worth it and I suck. But that's the depression or something. That's these imposing thoughts. And when I go through these dark periods, especially when I'd be on psychedelics, it didn't even feel like my thoughts. It felt like, I was just wrestling these demons and battling these demons. Like, literally felt like I had a suicide demon, like, just sitting here behind my back, behind my shoulder, like a suicide demon over here, and then an alcohol demon over here, and then this a drug addiction demon over here, and then this depression demon over here that's like feeding me these angry thoughts of you suck, it's not even worth it, and then dealing with that anger demon back here that's just like feeding me all these things to make me angry, and I'm just stirring in it. And honestly, when I get into all these new age things and I look all into all these different philosophies and ancient texts and scriptures about the beliefs of the gods and energies and spirits, I started to understand it more, and I would pursue these things of like shamanism and going out of body into these different realms and communicating with deities on higher levels, planes of consciousness, and lower planes of consciousness too, because I felt like I had these things like attached to me, like I was born with them, like I'm born with an angel and a demon, like on each shoulder. that was there to even guide me and help me through my life or something. I don't know. But I was searching for understanding and to figure it out. And through all these New Age beliefs, I could go deep into it, about things like just the energies that could keep you stuck in that thought loop. And some of the philosophies people have about the people feeding off of those energies, and kind of like energy vampires, or some would call them archons or demons, or even just people. But the idea is that these people could have, per se, a demon attachment, where it's like if you sell your soul and you have this attachment to a spirit, like the Beyonce would be like, yo, Sasha Fierce is this feeling I have on stage. And I've felt it, on stage, especially because that's when I go into this state of kind of like out of body. The adrenaline kicks in, and you feel like you're in tune with all the people in the room, and all the energies are combining, and I'm doing something with them, and it's like I feel like it'd be creating this like transcendent thing. I don't know, man. It's just a crazy feeling, and it's just it creates euphoria. And the strangest thing about it is that I feel like I'll be going crazy. But then there's all these other people that have these same beliefs, or it's written in these like texts. But then I'd get to these points where I'd be like, I can't believe any of this. There's so much to believe. Like it just exploded in my brain. I like cracked. I would feel like I cracked code to the Matrix, and I'd be like, eat like a 10 strip, sit down and meditate and be like in the astral realms, feel like I'm hacking the Matrix. I could reprogram my divine blueprint and like travel to other parallel worlds in the multiverse, where it's like I could just shift into this alternate reality right next to my just far out stuff like quantum leap and quantum jumping. And that's why I want to get more people on the podcast that aren't just musicians, or artists or videographers, but I want to talk to people that are into these far out things like alternative healing, and the mind, psychology, the study of psychedelic spiritual experiences. I mean, I ain't no Joe Rogan, I ain't no like celebrity or nothing like that, but although I would chase that in life to become this celebrity, literally, I was chasing fortune and fame. I don't know why I was like programmed, and I wanted love and acceptance from people, and I still do. I'll probably never shake it. I'm trying to shake it. That's why I'm going to therapy and stuff like that, where it's like I'm not really searching for that, because it also gives me anxiety. But you want that success as a business. You want the society to accept you for who you are and to love you and be like, yeah, I dig it. I like what you're doing. Good job. And sometimes when you get that response from people and the feedback that's like, wow, this is horrible, you suck, you should just kill yourself and quit and give up, destroy all your music gear, and I hope you fail at everything in life. I've definitely heard that a lot, even as a kid growing up, especially as a kid. Although I feel like my parents would always kind of believe in me, but I had a real problem with authority later in life. I was like, I'm gonna do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. I could make anything happen. And again comes this megalomaniac narcissism, where it's like you kind of feel like you're in this simulation or a matrix where, I would feel like I could control the energy and atoms with my mind, and I could make my reality change into what I wanted, or I could affect the energy in the room. Like if you get so angry and you affect the whole room, I would feel like that, or feel like, anything, not just the law of attraction, but the law of creation. Like if you want something and you were like focus on it, sit and meditate to manifest it, and then you go out in the world and kind of take the steps to make it happen or whatever, and it happens. It's not like magic, it's just like life, but the law of attraction, the secret. I know I'm rambling, but these things in my life, because all I was ever trying to do was create a better life. When it's like you come from poverty and no money, and you're like, all I want to do is get the money so I can feel safe and secure, have a house, pay the bills, not have to worry about all this stuff, and do what I love in life to make that money. Because then you enjoy your life. If you're doing something you hate to make money, like, what? Dude, that sucks. Like, your life just, if you're not doing something you enjoy, that just is a bummer, But I mean, if you enjoy it, then hell yeah, it's enjoyable. But that could be selling your soul, doing something, being somebody you're not, you know. And sometimes I'd be afraid to be who I was because I just wanted to. Sometimes it was like I had to try to fit in. I felt like putting on certain clothes, cutting my hair certain ways, and stuff like that. It was like I had to try to fit in, and then eventually I was just like, forget that. I'm not a conformist. I'll paint on all my clothes and draw on all my guitars and cut up things and create art that's just do things that people don't normally do and just create new things. That's all I've been searching for. Create a new sound, just create something totally rad. And so I'm hoping that this podcast is totally rad. I'm hoping y'all dig it. Sorry that I'm a crazy person. I'll try to be a little more funny. I'll be working on my stand-up comedy act. Maybe one day I'll be out there making y'all laugh and cracking jokes. My life, the biggest joke of them all. Changed my name to Joke Ryan. Anyways, just joking. I'm going to let y'all go now. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening or watching, mad love. Hit that subscribe. Tell your friends about it. If you want to be on the show, hit me up. Let me know. I do like Zoom chats, and that's like the easiest for me. I've done Skype as well, but I'm working on other things. Restream and OBS so I can go live on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat. There's so many nowadays. It's crazy. Anyways, Twitch. Oh man, I'm trying to be on all these platforms. That stuff drives you crazy too because it's all these corporations that are just data sucking us for all the statistics about what we're interested in, how many seconds we spent on that post or that video, so that they can sell us an ad, so they can make money. It's just crazy, man. And these things drive me nuts. And the more you would feel like, especially when I'd be on even psychedelics, you'd be like, is this cleansing my mind and body and soul, and now I'm going through this awakening and enlightenment, or is it brainwashing me? Because you go through these moments of feeling like I can see clearly now what is going on in the world, and other times you're like, could it really be this? No way. Nah, no way. Even Scientology, man, you look into Scientology. When I was out in Hollywood, and L. Ron Hubbard's from Helena, Montana, or he grew up here at times in his life, and man, you start looking into Scientology, it's far out, dude. And sometimes I'd have experiences that I was like, well, man, they might not even be that wrong. I don't know. There's something going on here. I'm not saying it's totally right, but all these different belief systems and religions, there's something. There's something there. I don't know. Maybe it's just control mechanisms and just games people are playing so that they can remain in power. But I don't know, man. There's something out there. Life's just too far out, man. And that's why, my belief in God, I definitely believe in a higher power or something, because I'm connected with it. I've experienced it. Experienced miracles and like divine intervention type stuff. That stuff makes you believe, and you're just like, you can't not believe it because the experience is so profound that I'm like, dude, no way. Like, in my mind, and when I'd feel like God, because I'd go through these times where I'd be like, I feel the God working through me. And I go through times where I'll be like, I feel the devil working through me. Or the good is he working through me, or the evil is working through me. Maybe both kind of balance. I try to maintain a balance of that. And it just kind of drives you crazy sometimes, because then there's people out there that are like, quit, don't act like you're on some mission from God, or God doesn't even exist, or just go make that money. Life is just about paying your bills. Make sure you get a 401k and a retirement plan. I'm like, yeah, that all sounds good and gravy, but what's going on here, man? Like, what the heck is this on planet Earth? What the heck's a planet? Is it flat? Is it a globe? Is it a simulation of the holographic universe? It's like you weren't born with some instruction booklet, but that's what I'm saying, man. When you dive in the mind, that's kind of like, it feels like an instruction booklet or something. It feels like there's all these things already in your mind or in your cells, like cellular memory in your DNA. It's something that's like, it's already intelligence within us. There's, maybe we can just tap into it, and the more we learn about all this stuff from the schools and the churches, maybe that's us messing us up. Like, the more you know, the less you know. I don't know. It's just all this juxtaposition and duality in life that can be very confusing, and I think maybe that's the point of it. Like, if you can confuse the people, then they're confused and they don't know what to believe. So like, whatever, dude. Just give me a Bud Light and my Marlboro Red and a bag of weed, and I'm gonna watch some TV tonight. We got old Jimmy Fallon. Got old Carmen Electra on. Yeah, man. We're gonna watch some Baywatch later. Forget about all this, deep stuff in life. I'm just gonna watch the game, play some video games. I got some Super Mario to beat. Forget about all this stuff about, angels, demons, heaven and hell, and our soul. What happens when you die? Like, dude, I forget that, dude. I'm just trying to get a cheeseburger and a hot dog, and some fries, and a cold Sprite. Maybe a Coke. Well, are they still getting shipments from Colombia for the Coca-Cola? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, they need to regulate all these substances out there, because I hear about the government crack pipes. I'm like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? What else are they going to do? Release government crack? I thought it was already government crack. I thought they were the ones supplying everybody in the projects with the, and they're making all that money. The crooked cops and the crooked politicians. Are they reptilians? Are they from a different dimension? Is the earth hollow? Is there dinosaurs? Were they real? Is it a hoax? Did we land on the moon? Was it a Stanley Kubrick film made in a Hollywood basement? I don't know. I cannot prove that. But there's tons of people on YouTube that are trying to, prove people wrong or right, and that will drive you crazy too. So, if you want to go crazy and go mad, dive down the rabbit holes, because there's plenty out there. And if you want to dive down my rabbit hole and my black hole, step into my world, step into my life, get ready, because it's a whirlwind and there's a lot going on. I got all kinds of cartoon characters and all kinds of crazy things going on up here that create a crazy life. Sometimes I'll be thinking my life is just boring and mundane, and who the heck would care to even listen to me or watch a vlog on YouTube? But you know what? People out there watch all sorts of stuff, and sometimes they like to just watch the people out there that are going on nature walks, or they like to watch people make things out of clay. They like to watch people's feet. They just like to look at feet. I don't know, man. The people have all sorts of things, and that's what is amazing about the world nowadays. Is I feel like you could literally do anything to make a living if you try and you do it right. Yeah, dude. If you sell your soul at the crossroads, maybe all your dreams will come true, or maybe your life will become a nightmare and it was all a trick. Anyways, I just want to talk to some folks on the crossroads about who they are, what they got going on, and what their goals and their dreams that they're trying to accomplish are. Maybe some of the experiences they've had in life, the good times, the bad times, what they've learned in life, and, just stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk about the conspiracies. Maybe we'll talk about Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, if ghosts are real. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just talk about NFTs and how you can make a lot of money with Bitcoin. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try it out. Let's see who we can find, who we can talk to. And thanks for listening. I'm heading out now. Have a rad day. Good night. Sweet dreams. I will see you next time. Catch you on the flip side. Zippity zippity ba, zippity zippity da, zippity woo!